The family of Bamise, a 22-year-old fashion designer in Aja, Lagos, are inconsolable as new details emerge following the circumstances that led to her untimely death.
And my family. My name is Ayowola Oluwadamilola Titilai. I am the senior sister to Ayowola Oluwabamise that the Nigerian government killed. They made her to suffer life. They removed her private part. They did not kill her. She suffered the pain, the hell on earth before she moved to her destination. They forced her to stop at the bus stop, which she's not supposed to stop.
For the benefit of anyone that is actually watching this story for the very first time, I will give a brief summary of how things have been unfolding since on the 26th of February 2022 to date. On the 26th of February 2022, Bamise, who was actually a 22-year-old fashion designer working at Chevron Estate, Aja, Lagos, left duty that fateful day. She had closed for the day and had plans to go visit her elder brother at Oshodi. She decided to go to the Chevron bus stop to get a BRT bus that was going to take her to Oshodi. The driver of the bus, who is actually the main suspect in this case, Andrew Nice, who was the driver of the BRT bus, stopped at the Chevron bus stop to pick up the young lady. As soon as Bamise boarded the BRT bus, this bus is actually owned by the Lagos State government, she began growing concerned. She was so uncomfortable and uneasy because she was the only passenger in the bus, and this driver kept speeding and passing subsequent bus stops without halting or stopping to pick up other passengers. And to make matters worse, there were no lights in the bus. She brought out her phone, took a snapshot of the bus number and did a short video of the bus, sent it to her friend, and actually gave her consent. She told her friend that she is so scared right now because the bus she had, the BRT bus she has boarded that is taking her to Oshodi, had refused to pick up other passengers at subsequent bus stops, and to crown it all, the bus is really dark. She is the only passenger in the bus. Your friend assured her that everything was going to be okay, that she was going to keep her company through text. They were going to be exchanging text just to keep her nerves calm until she was actually going to confirm to the friend that she had arrived home. Bamise texted the friend again and told her that the driver had stopped at a particular bus stop and picked up 3 passengers, a lady and 2 men, and these 2 men are sitting very close to the door while the lady is sitting just behind her. The friend told her that if the bus happened to stop again at any bus stop, let her align or step down from the bus. Bamise agreed, but shortly after, the friend kept sending messages and actually there was no response. Bamise was not responding to her friend. She managed to call her directly and it was not going through. She tried a couple of times and someone finally picked up the call, but all she could hear were some kind of murmuring and rumbling, and she couldn't hear anything whoever picked up the phone was saying. It was like someone was actually struggling from the background. And the last message Bamise sent her friend was, "Please pray for me." This friend took to her WhatsApp status and wrote, "Please God, all I want is for you to protect her." Then she called Bamise's family. One of the other brother, the only other brother, she had her number. She called to find out if they have heard from Bamise, and she equally forwarded the voice notes, the messages, the video, and the bus number that Bamise had sent her. Brothers immediately went out that night and began searching for their younger sister to no avail. It must have been a very long night, but morning came and they had not heard anything. All they had to do was to go to the bus station with all the evidence the young lady had taken before suddenly disappearing into thin air. They showed this to the station manager. Nothing was done. It is like the family confirmed that they actually did, they were not treated well, nothing was done to help them. They kept referring them to one police station to another, and this is where this story like becomes trickish, or a lot of people are thinking that this incident was one of those incidents that could be swept under the carpet.
I was briefed on everything that happened between Saturday and Sunday. On Sunday, my younger sister here took it to herself. After waiting for a younger sister, she went to the police station to report. She will give a full details of that. And when she did, even with the video evidence, she was brushed aside. They treated that issue with levity. You know, at this junction, I want us to understand something. We're not talking of a mere say. We're talking of something that comes with a concrete evidence.
According to the deceased girl's family, the same day Bamise got missing, on that fateful 26th of February 2022, was the same day she died, and the police knew about it. This was confirmed by all those onlookers or the passerbys that were there when Bamise was eventually thrown out of the moving bus when her private parts had been cut off. Those that were there when Bamise was thrown out of the BRT bus testified that this girl was still alive, screaming and begging for people not to let her die. Before the police could even arrive at the scene, Bamise actually had succumbed to her injuries. But it took the police 10 days. Bamise disappeared on the 26th of February 2022. But the police told the family or released information to the public, did a press release on the 7th of March. The family and the general public are so frustrated and angered that it took the police 10 days to tell this family what had actually happened to their daughter. And to crown it all, they have been toasting them left, right, sending them to one police station to another, not giving them concrete, not like they were just waiving the case. They really did not want to attend to the case. A lot of people really believe that this was one of those cases that could be swept under the carpet if Bamise had not given this crucial evidence before her passing. And it is so sad that the family are coming to terms that the private part of their daughter was removed when she was still sound and kicking. Due to public outcry and a lot of condemnation and backlash from the public criticizing the Lagos state government and probably the owners of the agency, who happens to be a government agency, the police finally gave a press release that the suspect, who happens to be the driver, Andrew Nice, had actually been arrested, and the family had been notified that the corpse was found. Even though the corpse was, the Bamise's body was taken to the mortuary the same day, the same night she died. When this driver was arrested, he gave two conflicting statements. On the same day he was arrested, he confessed to raping Bamise that day. But as few days, like recently, he has changed his statement, and he said while driving the bus, the two men he picked up actually held him at gunpoint while they kidnapped Bamise that day, and he sped off. But this story is not adding up. A lot of people are asking, if a young girl is kidnapped from your car, what did you do when you went to the station, at the terminal, parked the car, went back home, had a nice shower, went to bed and had a sound sleep? What did you think happened to the girl that was kidnapped from your car? You did not go to the police station. You did not say anything to anybody. You just abandoned her to her fate. It doesn't really add up. It shouldn't be true, because this is not true. According to witness or according to passerbys that saw Bamise when she was being thrown out of the bus, they testified that this girl was thrown out of the bus when her female private part had been cut off and she was still alive and kicking when she was thrown out, meaning they committed this heinous act on the poor lady when she was still very alive and conscious, meaning the driver should probably, if he did not rape Bamise, then he should know the two men or the lady that he picked up along the way. And why was his lights not on? Why did he refuse to pick other passengers from like other subsequent bus stops? Those are a lot of questions that Nigerians really need answers. And why did the police take long 10 days, to leave the family to suffer such untold pain, not knowing what had happened to their precious daughter? Why did they have to keep tossing them left and right? Those questions are yet to be answered. Friends of Oluwa Bamise and her family members believe that the police did not do anything, or they knew the truth from the beginning and hid it from them just because they wanted to cover up, since it had to do with maybe a government agency. They just wanted to cover it up, but they were so unfortunate that Bamise had taken a lot of evidence. She really like helped solve her case before she eventually passed. I really salute her courage, and I hope she finds justice. The case is actually still ongoing. If you haven't subscribed, please do, as I will be bringing to you details of this story as the case unfolds. Thanks for always hanging out with me. Thanks for watching, and until my next video, so long.